Welcome to Modern Lifekeeping, where we discuss ways to thrive in today's world. I'm your host, Lori Christine. It's my intention to bring awareness to things you already know, but may have forgotten. Bringing awareness to the aspects that make us who we are allows us to understand ourselves better. This understanding allows us to know when we are being the best version of ourselves. Every moment of each day is an opportunity to be the best version of ourselves. But first, we need to know the unique version of ourselves. This episode is all about recognizing the parts of you that can be leveraged to live your best life, otherwise known as your superpowers. Recognizing your superpowers. I define superpowers as skills earned through life lessons. These skills may have been learned in this lifetime, or you may have brought them forward from previous lifetimes. Either way, they are within you. Superpowers may also be described as talents, or simply as things that come more easily to you. They can also be aspects of your personality that make you dynamic. Each one of us has superpowers. Some are more obvious than others, but we all have them nonetheless. To determine your superpowers, look within yourself. Over your lifetime, what has come easily to you? What about you inspires others? How do people describe you? How do you describe yourself? What do you naturally excel at? What are your abilities and skills? Do you have knowledge that you don't know where it came from? When used strategically and with good intentions, your superpowers are directionals to the best version of yourself. As you continue to gain and recognize superpowers, you become more aligned with your highest potential. I spoke in an earlier podcast about ADHD being a superpower. I consider ADHD a superpower because when it is managed through intention, it can offer extraordinary benefits. ADHD is an opportunity to learn to manage our mind. This opportunity is not given to everyone. Have you ever wondered why it is experienced by some and not others? Is this more likely to be a superpower if the individual believes it is happening to them or for them? I believe autism is another superpower. Who said we are all supposed to think exactly the same way? And why is one way better than the other? Who makes these arbitrary and biased rules? What if individuals who are diagnosed with ADHD or autism chose this experience to learn and develop their soul? What if each one of us chose our life lessons? Embracing this belief would put a rapid end to victim mentality. We would be responsible then for our own experiences. Recognize your own superpowers so you can use them to overcome obstacles. Bringing awareness to what our unique superpowers are allows us to understand what lessons our soul wants to learn. Superpowers can be a product of our experiences. What if the person diagnosed with ADHD or autism chose to learn how to manage their energy and their thinking during this lifetime? Imagine the power that could be created from learning to think strategically with the brain we have. What if ADHD and autism aren't the disabilities we define them as? What if it is just a disability because it is non-conforming to what we think thinking should be? What if we modified our own thinking to accommodate different thinking? What if individuals that think differently are here to show us our own potential? What if they are here to demonstrate the potential and power of our mind? What if we embraced our individuality as a superpower it is? What feels more expansive, to see ADHD and/or autism as a disability or as an opportunity? Are we supporting individuals to develop their soul by making it a priority to manage our thinking, or are we trying to get everyone just to think like everyone else? No management needed. Asking ourselves these questions helps us to understand ourselves better. It's no coincidence that there is an influx of children who are identifying as gender fluid. They are rebelling the system of labels altogether. They are here to teach us, among other things, acceptance, and to wake us up to the damage that endless labels create in our society. If we accepted everyone and their differences, we would not need all these labels to describe each other. Individuals who are identifying as gender fluid embrace individuality. They are taking a stand for themselves that many of us would never take. They are brave and independent thinkers. They have the power to influence the way we think. You might notice that individuals who are gender fluid are more likely to be non-judgmental and inclusive. Superpowers if I ever saw them. They are here to change the world. It is up to us to determine if we grow or stay stuck in thinking patterns that no longer serve us. Understanding ourselves allows us to expand our thinking. When we recognize our unique superpowers, it is easier to recognize the unique superpowers of others. Identify your own superpowers. You can make a list of the things that come naturally to you, the things you are particularly good at, and the things that you enjoy. Superpowers will include things like music, art, and sports, but also communicating, organizing, and problem solving. They can even include baking, building, and cooking. After all, the mere interest in something indicates your alignment with it. As you embrace the superpowers within you, begin to notice how your outside world begins to reflect these powers. You may notice an increase in opportunities to use your superpowers or to learn new ones. This is not a competition. We all have different journeys and lessons to learn. Begin to understand what your lessons are, as they are unique to you. Use your superpowers to point the way. Is one of your superpowers patience? Perhaps you had things withheld from you as a child. While this experience may have been difficult, you learned patience, a superpower many of us lack. Empathy is another superpower. Sometimes this superpower comes from living in a chaotic childhood where it feels like you are walking on eggshells. You become expert at reading the energy and sensing the environment. Your empathy has been conditioned, practiced, and reinforced. It is now a hard-won superpower. Recognizing our superpowers allows us to be empowered by our own experiences. Knowing our superpowers helps us to know what tools we have in our toolbox for coping with life's lessons. How you approach your life lessons is entirely up to you. You can face them with your self-knowledge of who you are most meant to be, or you can continue to think that things are happening to you and remain a victim of your circumstances. I encourage you to take a look at your superpowers, allowing them to close the gap between who you are and who you know you can be. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Modern Lifekeeping with Lori Christine, brought to you by Kira Kisses. Embracing your superpowers allows you to leverage your skills in the best way possible. Use what you know about yourself to close the gap between who you be and the version of your best self. The smaller the gap, the closer you are to your potential. For more information on reading, soul strategy sessions, individual and parenting support groups, retreats, and services, visit Kira, Keara, Kisses.com. Until we meet again, keep wondering.